That morning, as I tended to the orchids in my greenhouse, I was blissfully unaware of the unexpected journey that awaited me. As I gently dug my hands into the earth, I felt a connection to the roots of the bulbs I had just planted, nurturing them with care and intention. Everything felt calm and ordinary, just like any other day, until a sudden ache pierced through my back. I was completely unaware of the unfolding events, particularly with my second nephew, Logan, unexpectedly present in that moment. My greenhouse has always been a refuge for me, a place of solace since the passing of my husband, Thomas. It had transformed into the one sanctuary that truly nurtured my spirit, yet on that day, an unfamiliar weight lingered in the air. At 65, I often heard people say, "Helen, how do you manage to look so young?" In truth, it wasn't anything extraordinary. I simply focused on nurturing my own well being, a nourishing lifestyle, consistent movement, and a steadfast commitment to keep the vibrant spirit of the young woman within me alive. Yet, I find myself acknowledging that loneliness has woven itself into the very fabric of my being. Though my beauty still drew eyes, there lingered an emptiness within me that I struggled to overcome. As I gently adjusted one of the bulbs, an unexpected ache pierced through my back. The moment was so intense and surprising that I let go of everything in my hands. For a moment, I closed my eyes, seeking solace in my breath, hoping to ease the ache within, yet it remained unyielding. A heaviness settled in my shoulder, radiating through my back, rendering me still, caught in a moment of stillness. Suddenly, I found myself enveloped by the sound of Logan's voice, a gentle reminder of connection amidst the silence. "Helen, how are you feeling? I hope you're doing all right." My nephew Logan, at 23, carries a presence with his broad shoulders and muscular build, complemented by a striking face that seems to belong in a magazine. His brown hair glimmered softly in the sunlight, and his attentive eyes held a depth of concern as they met mine. His presence was effortlessly captivating, drawing the gaze of those around him, even though he appeared unaware of it. In that moment, it felt as though all that vibrant spirit was devoted entirely to my well-being. I gently indicated the spot on my back where the discomfort lingered the most. "It feels like something is holding me back, and I find it difficult to take a step forward. Are you prepared for this journey? This is a story that holds deeper meaning. This is a journey where boundaries fade, feelings intertwine, and unspoken truths linger like quiet cries for understanding. Each moment has the potential to awaken something deep within, pushing the boundaries of your understanding. If this resonates with you, I would be grateful if you could subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications to show your support." Logan gently leaned closer to me. "Allow me to support you," he gently offered. As his large hands rested gently on my shoulders, a shiver of unexpected warmth coursed through me. "I can offer you a massage. It often brings comfort," he suggested gently. I found myself lacking the courage to speak up. I was open to exploring any path that might ease my suffering. What truly caught me off guard was the profound impact his touch had on my heart. Logan noticed I was in discomfort and kindly brought me a warm compress. His care reminded me how long it had been since someone looked after me with such gentleness. I have to confess that it has been years since I experienced this level of intimacy. His fingers, though strong, carried a gentle touch as they glided over my tense muscles. The ache gradually diminished, giving way to a gentle warmth that enveloped me, soothing my spirit. It felt like the quiet part of me, long forgotten, had finally stirred to life. A soft sigh escaped my lips. Perhaps a touch too profound, wouldn't you say? "Logan, I tried to speak, but the words felt stuck, caught in a moment that seemed to stretch endlessly. I found myself unable to complete it." He remained silent as well, He continued to offer his gentle touch. His hands glided over my back, awakening a heightened awareness of each gentle touch. In that moment, I sensed a shift occurring, stirring emotions within me that I wasn't quite ready to face, both unsettling and deeply touching. Logan's hands moved over my back with a steady, reassuring pressure, each touch intentional and grounding. Then, as if sensing a shift in the moment, he paused and leaned in closer to meet my gaze. "Amelia, this is quite concerning," he said with a tone filled with care and concern. This isn't the right place for us to find a resolution. Let's gather near the warmth of the fireplace. The warmth will be soothing, and I'll bring some cream to gently massage your back. It's important for us to nurture this situation together. For a brief moment, I paused, yet the weight of my pain gently guided my choice. I took a moment to gather myself, and he gently offered his support to help me rise. "Take your time," he gently advised, his reassuring hand enveloping mine. There was an unexpected warmth in the way he embraced me, a sense of intimacy that had been absent from my life for far too long. As we stepped into the embrace of the flickering flames, Logan illuminated the space with a gentle, golden warmth. The warmth surrounded me gently, easing some of the tightness within, offering a moment of solace. Logan gently laid a blanket on the floor, inviting me to rest with a soft gesture that felt both comforting and reassuring. "You should find a more comfortable position to stretch your back," he suggested, his serious gaze softened by a hint of uncertainty. "I have a gentle cream that may help Pochinta relax those tight muscles." I settled down, embracing the warmth of the fire as it enveloped me, while Logan gently warmed the cream between his hands. The gentle brush of his hand on my shoulders released a sigh from deep within me, one I hadn't even known I was holding back. "Take a deep breath," he murmured gently. "Things will start to feel lighter soon." Yet each gentle touch of his hand seemed to transcend mere physical relief, reaching deeper into the layers of my being. He was gently uncovering a part of me that I believed I had long since laid to rest. As his fingers traced gently along my back, my mind danced between clarity and confusion. Logan's touch was not just soothing, it was awakening something deep within me. For a moment, I felt a flicker of uncertainty within, yet the weight of the pain was overwhelming. I found myself embracing the situation without hesitation. Logan softly grasped my arm, guiding me to my feet with a tender touch. "Take your time," he gently advised, as his reassuring hands enveloped me with a warmth that felt both protective and tender. A comforting sense of safety enveloped me. The care of this young man brought me a sense of intimacy that I hadn't experienced in a long time. As we stepped into the house, the flickering flames of the fireplace cast a gentle, warm orange light throughout the room, enveloping us in a comforting embrace. The gentle crackle of the fire and the warmth enveloping the room brought an immediate sense of calm to my being. Logan gently laid a blanket on the floor, inviting me to rest with a warm gesture. "You should find a way to ease your back in a way that feels more comfortable," he suggested, his gaze remaining serious yet softening with a gentle warmth. "I also brought some cream. It will help soothe those muscles gently." I settled down, enveloped by the warmth surrounding me, as Logan gently squeezed the cream into his hands, rubbing it together to bring it to a comforting warmth. The gentle brush of his hands on my shoulder took my breath away, a moment that felt both unexpected and deeply stirring. "Take a deep breath," he murmured gently. "Everything will be all right soon." Yet with every gentle touch, I sensed a shift within me. His hands offered me not just physical comfort, but also stirred emotions within me that had long been hidden away. As his fingers glided behind me, a sense of tranquility washed over my thoughts, though they began to intertwine in unexpected ways. Logan's touch was gentle and reassuring, fostering a profound connection that resonated on both physical and emotional levels. "I can sense the tension in your muscles," he remarked, his voice carrying a comforting warmth that drew me in. Amelia, it seems you are carrying a heavy load right now. The greenhouse, the tasks around the house. It's important to remember to take care of yourself as well. I attempted to find clarity within myself. The greenhouse serves as my sanctuary, Logan. Without it, I understand, he said gently, his touch becoming more tender. But they also cause me concern. I found myself grappling with his words, unsure if I truly comprehended their depth, or perhaps I did, yet hesitated to embrace the truth they held. In that moment, his hands gently glided lower on my back, continuing the soothing massage. The gentle warmth of his touch eased the tension within me, yet beneath the surface, he was weaving a complex web of emotions. The closeness I felt with him brought a sense of comfort, yet it also stirred a deep-seated fear within me. Logan, I finally spoke, my voice quivering softly. Your support means so much to me. I understand, his voice conveyed, more gently this time. Everything will be all right. Just take a deep breath, Amelia. His words resonated deeply, carrying a weight that transcended mere advice. With each passing moment, his presence drew nearer, warm and illuminating, much like the gentle flicker of flames. Logan's hands gently glided down my back. With each gentle caress, I felt a wave of tension release, yet an unfamiliar sense of restlessness started to stir within me. His warmth enveloped me, gradually sinking in, yet unwavering in its presence. In that moment, my thoughts became murky, and a quiet conflict began to unfold within me. Amelia, I urged gently, trying to find my own sense of calm, yet it felt just out of reach. As his gentle hands glided down, nearing my shoulders, I felt my heart quicken with a mix of anticipation and warmth. On one side was the comforting presence of Logan, and on the other, the boundaries that time had gently woven between them. In that moment, a gentle yet powerful voice within me began to resonate, urging me to listen closely. Amelia, this is your second nephew, and perhaps it's time to reconsider your involvement in this situation. The fireplace cast a gentle glow throughout the room, creating a comforting atmosphere. Yet as time passed, that warmth began to feel overwhelming. As I watched Logan gently wipe the sweat from his forehead, my gaze naturally drifted in his direction. In that moment, the fabric of his shirt gently lifted, revealing the contours of his sun-kissed skin, illuminated by the warm glow of the fire, reminiscent of a timeless work of art. At that moment, the emotions I experienced were hard to put into words. It had been years since I felt such a deep connection with someone. The heat is intense, Logan said, stepping back slightly and opening a window. Let me help you feel more comfortable. His tone carried a lightness, yet the intensity in his gaze held me captive. In that moment, our gazes intertwined. Amelia, you are radiating warmth, he said, his voice gentle yet steady. It might be a good idea to consider a change. I'd love to assist you with that. It felt as though my words were caught, unable to find their way out. I considered holding back, yet the warmth enveloping me and the atmosphere around felt increasingly overwhelming. I gently found my place, allowing myself to embrace the moment. Logan gently knelt beside me, his fingers brushing against the fabric of my shirt with a tender curiosity. His warm hands gently brushed against my skin, creating a soothing connection that lingered in the air. The touch sent a shiver through me, not from coldness, but from a warmth that felt deeply comforting. I changed into a more comfortable sweater in the other room, grateful for Logan's patience and support, placing it aside with care. In that moment, the atmosphere surrounding us seemed to thicken with unspoken emotions. For a brief moment, his gaze lingered on me, a silent connection, before he swiftly averted his eyes. Even so, I could sense the turmoil those glances stirred within me without needing to see his face. Amelia, Logan said, his voice now carrying a deeper, gentler quality than it had before. Are you feeling a bit more at ease now? I believe so, I responded, my voice trembling with emotion. The words I spoke barely concealed the turmoil that raged within me. It wasn't merely the heat, it was the gentle warmth radiating from Logan's presence that surrounded me completely. Come, Logan said softly, reaching out his hand. Why don't we move to the sofa? I can sense that this space isn't quite right for you. I gently took his hand. The instant our fingers brushed against each other, a spark ignited within me, a sensation I hadn't experienced in such a long time. As he gently assisted me in rising, his steady embrace provided a reassuring support. In that fleeting moment, Logan's instinct to protect seemed to shine through, a gentle and instinctive part of who he is. It felt as though the fears within me started to dissolve. As we reached the sofa, he guided me to sit down with a gentle touch. He settled beside me right away, yet he was careful to leave a comfortable distance between us. Yet the tension in the room lingered, refusing to fade away. There lingered an unspoken understanding between us, a complexity that felt too profound to articulate. As I met his gaze, I felt a swirl of emotions within me, a gentle struggle to find clarity amidst the depth of his eyes. Yet it was undeniable that the depth of our emotions was particularly heavy tonight. As we settled into our seats, the quiet enveloped us, punctuated only by the gentle crackle of the fire. My heart raced within me, a rhythm so strong it felt as if it could echo in the silence. Logan, seated beside me, had a way of influencing my thoughts and feelings, even with the simple rhythm of his breath. The proximity to him stirred a mix of nerves within me, yet there was an undeniable sense of tranquility that accompanied it. In that fleeting moment, our gazes intertwined, creating a silent connection that lingered in the air. There was a certain depth in his gaze, a blend of curiosity and perhaps something more profound that lingered between us. In that intimacy, the gaze he held was undeniable, profound and intense, yet tender in its softness. In that instant, it seemed like time itself had paused. Logan gently reached out his hand, bridging the space between us. When his fingers brushed against mine, a gentle shiver coursed through me. Though words were absent, the silence spoke volumes. His gaze lingered on my lips for just a moment, and in that instant, everything shifted. He leaned in gently, as if savoring the moment between us. His presence was so near that I could feel the warmth of his breath against my skin. The inner turmoil has quieted. There was a sense of neutrality that enveloped everything. In that moment, it was just the warmth of Logan's gaze and the comforting proximity he offered. I gently closed my eyes and leaned in slightly closer to him. As our eyes met, there was a moment of deep understanding. Not of romance, but of shared pain, of two souls recognizing each other's quiet battles, leaving only the two of us in a suspended embrace. The initial contact was gentle, tender, and curious. Yet in a matter of moments, that gentleness evolved into something deeper and more profound. His warmth enveloped me, his breath a gentle whisper, and the sensation of his lips felt like a moment suspended in time, drifting away from the world around us. The solitude I felt, along with the deep-seated fears and yearnings within me, seemed to intertwine with his presence in a profound way. In that moment, it felt like so much more than just a kiss. It was the unveiling of emotions long held back, unspoken desires, and maybe even a connection that had quietly lingered beneath the surface. As the kiss deepened, his hands caressed my cheeks with a tender touch. My hands gently found their way to his shoulders. The gentle heat of his skin seemed to flow into my hands, creating a comforting connection between us. In the end, we found ourselves parting ways together. As our gazes intertwined, the rhythm of our breaths may have differed, yet the connection we shared resonated with an undeniable strength. There was a thought lingering in my mind, uncertain yet undeniable in its presence. This evening, everything that connects us will shift in a profound way. In the moments that followed the kiss, I found myself catching my breath, feeling a mix of emotions swirling within me. My heart raced, feeling as though it might burst from my chest. As I gazed into Logan's eyes, I sensed a profound inquiry intertwined with an earnest longing. In that moment, a profound stillness enveloped my thoughts. My heart and my body have taken the lead in guiding my choices now. Yes. I spoke softly, my voice quivering, yet my emotions were unmistakably clear. My feelings for you run deep, and I genuinely hope for your happiness. As I spoke, a part of me felt as though it shattered within. The weight of loneliness and the fears I had held onto for so long began to dissolve in a moment of clarity. What truly mattered was the connection we shared, being present together in this moment, just as it was meant to be. Logan's expression momentarily shifted, revealing a hint of surprise before a gentle smile began to unfold across his features. The look in his eyes conveyed a gentle warmth that enveloped me completely. "I love you too, Amelia," he said, his voice a gentle blend of warmth and assurance. "I've been holding back for so long, but I find it increasingly difficult to do so. My feelings for you run deep, and I truly desire to share my life with you." His words washed over me, gentle and profound. Every word resonated deeply within me. Logan softly cradled my face in his hands, leaning in closer to me once again. This time, there was a quiet certainty. We were both aware of our desires, deep down, in a way that felt profound and meaningful. As his lips brushed against mine once more, the depth of our feelings transcended any language we could share. This moment marked a significant shift in my journey. Logan's presence brings a comforting warmth, and his words resonate deeply. Even with all my uncertainties, I never imagined I would hold back at this point. I hadn't put a halt to anything. I found myself fully immersed in the current of my emotions. We sat beside the fire, wrapped in warm blankets, letting the silence speak louder than words. I found myself breathless and intertwined with Logan, who lay beside me, a gentle smile gracing his lips. As I gazed up at the ceiling, I couldn't help but notice the remnants of our time together. Our shirts and pants strewn across the floor, a quiet testament to the moments we shared. The night enveloped me in a gentle embrace, as if reality had softened into a dreamlike state. Logan turned to me, his captivating smile lingering, a gentle reminder of the warmth we shared. His hand softly caressed my cheek, his thumb lingering on my lips for a moment. Less than Amelia, greater than, he said gently, his voice warm and reassuring. Less than, I wouldn't trade this moment for anything in the world. Greater than. I approached him, my heart brimming with the emotions that lingered, and spoke with a voice rich in gratitude. Less than I appreciate you, Logan. Greater than. It had been quite a while since I experienced such a profound sense of solitude. But you, with your youthful charm and striking presence, truly greater than, I found myself caught off guard, sincerity and gratitude unexpectedly shining in my eyes. Logan's lips gently lifted, a warm and inviting smile blossoming across his face. Less than, Amelia, you possess a beauty that truly shines. Greater than. Drana, he said, and I'm referring to so much more than just how you look. Being with you brings a unique sense of warmth and connection. Your kindness and genuine nature bring me a sense of comfort and help me embrace who I am. There was something captivating about him, the way he spoke, the warmth of his touch that lingered in my mind. The experience felt so profound and meaningful that I wished to hold on to it in my heart for all time. Less than I needed you, Logan, greater than, I said with sincerity. Less than, and you are here for me. I couldn't have wished for anything more. Greater than. Logan offered a gentle smile, his fingers brushing softly against the edge of the sheets, as if savoring a moment of quiet connection. Less than I plan to visit this place often, Amelia, starting now. Greater than, Whenever you need me, I'll be here, he said, his voice carrying a gentle warmth and unwavering support. Less than simply to be in your presence, to share these fleeting moments with you, greater than, greater than. In that moment, I sensed a gentle shift, as if a new chapter was beginning to unfold in my life. The burdens and solitude of the past were gradually dissipating. With Logan by my side, I experienced a profound sense of trust and tranquility. I gently shut my eyes, inhaled deeply, and inched a bit nearer to the comforting warmth he radiated. This night marked the start of something new for me, the initial steps of a journey ahead, and the realization that I was no longer alone held a value beyond measure. I truly hope my story resonated with you. This journey has been quite a remarkable experience, and it brings me joy to share it with you. If you're interested in exploring more stories like this, consider subscribing to stay connected. By turning on notifications, you'll be among the first to discover when a new episode is released. Your support through likes and comments truly touches my heart. Your thoughts and feelings resonate deeply with me and inspire my own journey. Your encouragement inspires me to express myself more freely. Thank you so much, and I look forward to sharing the next chapter with you.